Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Prime Cabinet Secretary Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, Speaker wa National Assembly Mheshimiwa Wetangula, magavana wenzangu ambao wako hapa,
yes. Hello. This is our mother's funeral. If you came to mourn with us, we don't want that unnecessary and unfriendly noise. Wewe.
And I say this with a very heavy heart. For a leader to stand here and tell you kwamba people are abducting themselves and they're killing themselves, I think it's unfortunate. It's not for these hallowed grounds. Our children are getting lost, they're being abducted, wengine wanauawa. That's the position. We should not cover up the basic truth. Hata rais mwenyewe amesema kwamba utasimamisha hii maneno. Tunataka mambo ya abduction ifanye nini? Ikwisha.
I want to ask you, Governor Natembeya. You were a regional commissioner the other day when hundreds of people were kidnapped, abducted and killed in Kerio Valley na wakatupwa mili yao hapa River Yala, wewe ukiwa regional commissioner Rift Valley. Kwani siku hiyo haukujua maisha ya wananchi ni maisha? Si tuambiane ukweli jameni? Tuambiane ukweli, tusiambiane. Sababu siasa mnazofanya, Governor Natembeya, nikuambie leo mchana dhahiri, siasa mnazofanya za kugawa watu kwa misingi ya ukabila, mambo ya uchochezi, hizo siasa zimekoma na hautafaulu nazo. Yule aliyekuwa kiongozi wako wa siasa za ukabila, aliyekuwa naibu wa rais, huyo ndiye mwenye kupanga mambo ya abductions ili awekelee huyu William Ruto. Tunawajua, tunawaona mchana, tutawatangaza mchana hadharani. Na usifikirie unaweza kutuuzia uoga hapa sisi. Wakati muliua watu mukaweka River Yala, you are the regional commissioner in charge of abductions and murdering Kenyans. Wewe mwenyewe, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. And I say again, shame on you, Governor. You cannot claim abductions when you are the key abductor and murderer of Kenyans under the previous regime.
Actually, yesterday we expected leaders to that Bungoma showdown. We expected leaders to go on that podium and express their anger against the issue that is now becoming it has already become a national interest. I don't know how you call this thing. It's called state of emergency. The president should just announce that we have a state of emergency, since we have aliens who are camouflaging in the name of police and they are abducting our children. Then that simple thing of just addressing such an issue caused mayhem in Bungoma. Why? We were asking ourselves, is Ichung'wah normal? Does he have any atom of maybe normalness in his head? Because why do we just stand and start addressing Natembeya as if Natembeya is the only person who is addressing the issues of abduction in Kenya? It is not Natembeya alone. We have got parents who have even been aired on live television crying. They are crying about the abduction of their sons. They are asking you and the government to produce their sons, to produce their children. You're there insulting Natembeya, asking Natembeya that you are a police commissioner. What did you do? You people were being abducted during your time. Does it mean that you are abducting people because Natembeya used to abduct people? And if you have the information of Natembeya abducting people, you are saying even through people in River Yala. If it is true, you are still a citizen above 18. You are still able to go to the nearest police station. Even if you are saying by then government would have colluded with the police, you had the chance to present your allegations to the International Criminal Court. Since nowadays, this is the 21st century, Bwana Ichung'wah, I guess you know these things. Having such information that we don't know, Maybe someone might have lost his person in Rivayala and you are there yapping before the president that kina Natembeya used to throw people in Rivayala. Then you have the information, give us. Because no stone should remain unturned. If Ichungwa knows those people or has any information against Natembeya, we want that information in the police station. Because it was uncalled for someone like Ichungwa to start addressing Natembeya in a funeral and addressing him in such a shameful manner. You know, Natembeya has got kids, has got sons and daughters. And even you, Ichungwa, your children are watching you insulting a fellow man before men. Like, do these people really think? Do they even reason? I thought when you have got money, sasa stress ya pesa itoke kwa kichwa, kufikiria vile utatafuta pesa, now start thinking of how you shall address yourself. You already now dressed yourself with money. Now start looking, even go to classes of how now to address yourself before people. Enda shule za psychology sasa bwana Ichungwa, tafuta ma financial advisors, those advisors who should advise you hata kuongea mbele ya watu. Yeah, usikae tu sasa uko na pesa, you are in government, you are losing on many other things. President Ruto, his political journey will be ending in the next 5 years. But you're expecting you to remain there, you still have time. We bado ni kijana. Bwana Ichungwa. Then my Kenyans, then I want to ask you this question. Do you think that there is something behind all these blame games, behind all these anger issues? People have just now become bitter, throwing tantrums against each other. Gachagua is there saying it is you. They are there saying it is Gachagua. United States of America is sending letters. I told you, they've sent at the moment, there are now 4 letters addressing the same issue. And now, due to yesterday's hizo mvurugano zote, Natembeya was badly addressed, but it was for his own good. Kwa sababu yeye ndiye aliongea mambo ya interest ya Wakenya. You remember when the deputy president Ruto then was being shouted at Bomas. He was the only person who was speaking what Kenyans wanted to hear and what was right. And now Natembeya is the only person who spoke what was right, what wanted to be heard, and what was right to be said at that time. But then look at Ichungwa with all his dark mouth. Anyway, we have a letter from who? Natembeya, which I will play from my friend here known as David Ofula. I know you follow David Ofula. This is a letter that Natembeya sent, as now it's a public address. It's like a statement on the shameful and mannerless utterances by some political leaders at the funeral of the late Mama Ann Nanyama. That is none other than Ichungwa. Let's listen to it.
This is a press statement for immediate release from Natembeya. Statement on the shameful and mannerless utterances by some political leaders at the funeral of the late Mama Ann Nanyama. First, I would like to pass a message of condolences to the families, relatives, etc. On to the second paragraph. Apart from that, this afternoon during the somber funeral of Mama Ann Nanyama Wetangula in Kabuchai, Bungoma County, I was the subject of severe verbal attacks by some political leaders through the litany of insults and profanity towards my persona. Among the claims, some political leaders alleged that I was an abductor and a murderer who orchestrated the deaths of innocent Kenyans during the last regime. Let it be known that George Natembeya served as a diligent, honest, and truthful servant to the people of Kenya, a position I earned through merit and hard work. I resigned as the regional commissioner without any stain or scandal. My commitment as a regional commissioner endeared me to the esteemed people of Trans Nzoia who nurtured me to be their second governor. Let me move on to the fourth paragraph. Let it not be constructed that condemning extrajudicial abductions is undermining the president. We all have a duty to remind state organs to adhere to the rule of law and our constitution's principles. These politicians lack emotional intelligence. They get carried away by euphoric cheers senselessly without assessing the unforeseen consequences of their loose mouths. I condemn the shameful utterances with the strongest terms possible. I will not be cowed or stopped by hired street hoodlums, like Ishungwa, I'm sure. The dream of freeing the Luhya community from the chains of egocentric politicians will not be dimmed by corrupt politicians. Then on to the final paragraph. The people of Kenya are currently suffering in pain, struggle, and poverty. I will continue speaking boldly without fear. Kenyans want to end extrajudicial abductions of our young people. Abductions must decisively and courageously be condemned. Kenyans are looking up to leaders to speak for them. We shall not stop reminding other leaders to remember the promise we gave Kenyans during our election campaigns.
So that is it. As you've heard, at that funeral, even Kina Mudavadi, Wetangula could not just stand there with na ujasiri na waseme waambie Mr. President, kindly, even if you're not the one, make sure this thing ends. Stop abduction of our youth. Since it is a national interest, everyone is talking about it, everyone is against it. And it is so bad that even the United States of America has had to send more than 4 letters toward the same matter. But now, which type of leaders do we have? Bora wako na nyama kwa mdomo, yao imefanya nini? Yao imeisha hivyo. That is not fair at all. From what we are just seeing from this letter, things are not okay. Things need to be changed. I don't know how or when, but things need to be changed like yesterday. Ichungwa should now start going for those classes. I don't know if you people are watching this. Do you send applications to these leaders, those who have specialized in maybe public speaking? Just try sending one. Unaweza pata umeangukia kazi. Huyu mtu hajui kuongea. Hajui ni wapi ni nini nafaa ongee. Na pia kuongelesha watu. My good people, that was so saddening. That was so bad.